We played together for the best, probably the best ever CYO team of all time, the St. Stan's Saints, maybe.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Never lost a CYO soccer game right here. Never lost. Undefeated CYO soccer, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Archdiocesan champion as well. If you averaged all my minutes, probably for all 3 years, we're maybe looking at 25 minutes total. So I had a lot of time, guys. A lot of time. Just kidding. 5th and 6th grade, I played a lot. 7th grade, not so much. But either way, so we were a dominant team. Either way, so then we got into talk about Brian Soccer. We talked about Antique Liquidation, which is his company, which we'll have a link in the description of this episode for. If you haven't listened to the Brian Madden episode, part 1, it's available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. But either way, we got into talking about Brian Soccer, where he played overseas, played against FC Barcelona, then he played at Pitt, and then now where we're at is he has played for Hertigen Erschgeberg. And
Slagen.
Yes, Vertigen Verschgebagen, right?
Swedish,
Hertigen Verschgeberg, who's the rival of Schladingen Buschgedash, which everybody knows.
I hate those.
Yeah, those commie. Either way, but we're gonna get back into it right now. So super excited for this. So Brian, thank you for coming back. This has been awesome. So let's pick up where we left off. So we were talking about you left Pitt after butting heads with the coach. Then you came to play amateur ball at Vertigen Herschgeberg. So what's going on here?
Yeah, so I played for that team for 10 years. We won. So it's cool because you still play in like national tournaments. Like we won 3 state titles back to back to back. The league is super competitive. Like I said, this is everyone's a former D1 player.
Whoa.
Like besides the fitness levels, I'm telling you, the level of soccer is right up there with, college, top college programs.
The only difference is like they have actual jobs and things. They don't have time to train and have like be there have like a full pro commitment.
Correct. Like in college, your job is to play soccer when you're on a scholarship or you're on a Division I team.
Yeah,
lot of every single person on this amateur team had to get up and go to work the next morning. So, tackling was not as violent in this amateur league. Now, I'm telling you right now, we would kick the out of each other. Because we were playing, we were a German club and we'd play the Ukrainian nationals.
Yeah.
Like freaking our members would be like, they would grab me like, we can't lose like Yukis. We hate them. Like, so like it was still very, very.
You represent the Ungen Slugen.
Dude, hold on. That is the best thing ever, right? Like, so, okay, when I was still fighting, right? Like we would go to a lot of fights and tournaments and different things like that. Where so the gym I fight out of is the Henzo Gracie PA Academy. So when we would go to these places, like there's a bunch of us, but there's also like a pre-noted like reputation of the Henzo Gracie guys, right? Like there would be like, oh, these Henzo Gracie guys ain't. So when we would go up there, like it's almost like we were the Yankees, where it's like people wanted to beat us. So we would, but when you had another guy, like like talk this was with a different club that you didn't like, or he fought out of a gym that you used to be at or whatever, that rivalry is there, and that competitive rivalry is the fucking best. When you have like when it's good. Individual is fun, but when you're on a team and you have a team that you hate, right, and it's you and your guys versus them and their guys, and it's no holds bar, and you're united as a team to go against. There is nothing better than going against a hated rival. You get so up for that game. And like, honestly, that's one of the things I miss about, I guess, like competitive team sports. Like I even built it for my daughter's soccer league where like the orange team beat us 18-2 first game. So I had that game marked on the schedule. Like next time we play these, we're whooping these little I don't care if this is 5U girls, but yeah, next time we played them, guess what? We stuck them right in there, boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's the best part, like you said, because
it's the best.
Like we were all out of college. Like none of us were going pro. Like we had all like I said, had other jobs, but it still allowed you to like play for something and like play for like like they always say, like in the trenches with your teammates.
Yes.
But, like those guys were like your boys, and like we're not going to lose to the team down the street, like and. It's literally the best part about sports. And like I played for that team for 10 years. And I remember my last ever game.
Are you still buddies with some of the guys that you played with?
They'll be my friends for the rest of my life.
You fought a war with them. I don't want to take anything away from the military, but I'm saying like you went to battle with these guys.
Half my teammates will be, if I ever get married, in my wedding. They'll be part of my wedding, in my wedding, at my wedding. My coach is like still one of my best friends. Like, But it's like, I remember when I hung it up, I was about to go bartend down the shore, and we were playing a game, and I was sitting on the bench, and like towards the end of my career, like I was like, I'm fine for like, give me 10, 15 minutes a half, run around there, kick somebody, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on the bench with my coach, and a kid and another kid kick the ball at the same time, and a kid on our team's like snaps, like maybe like 10 yards in front of us, like badly. And yeah, and a kid on our bench threw up because it was like that gross.
Oh,
and my coach instantly picks up the phone. He's like, "We have a broken leg, like blah blah blah." We're at like Colonial High School or whatever. And I remember going to my coach like after he got like ambulance off the field. I'm like, "Rob, I'm done, dude." I'm like,
Hey, yeah.
I wonder how many guys quit because of that.
I think at least two of us. And like again,
Yeah.
I'd been on the team for 10 years. I was like a fan favorite. Like
Yeah.
I loved it. And my coach is like, I get it. And like, it just something snapped in my head. Like, I just pictured myself like breaking my leg and like not being able to work, like for something that like, I'm like, what, we're not getting paid. Like we're not. So
and
I
how long you're going to feel that afterwards? You're going to feel that for years,
your whole life. And I remember my
Yeah.
coach being like, just give me one more game at home so we can send you like a proper send off. I played one more game and I literally have not touched a soccer ball since.
What was the send off like? Like, what did they do?
He made me captain, which was like an honor to be a captain of that team because I definitely was not the best player. He like actually had like a bunch of old former players that like came back and like watched and like, dude, it was really cool. Like,
dude, so that's like a real brotherhood then.
Oh,
dude, he played for Hurtingen Bershka.
Yeah, they made a whole thing about like your dedication to the club. Like was just been like, because I like helped start like a soccer camp there that helped keep like the club open because like those kind of places are dying out because like these old German people are dying, so you need to keep like fresh members.
It depends on people who want to go play soccer competitively and not have it.
But like, how did you get